things that they're doing, and then I'll probably dip out a little bit between and go get our lunch. Thank you all.
I called Randy this morning and said, or texted Randy, hey Randy, you having coffee and donuts? I didn't know at the end of the year. And he's like, yeah, you're my speaker, right? But I've never been short on words. But a little bit, I mean, a lot of people already know who I am. Rob, he's executive director, #1 volunteer, only paid employee, whatever you want to call me, I'm everything with SRQ Vets. So I stumbled across SRQ Vets from a phone call. I made a call to the VA to change my appointment with the VA. The guy on the other end said, hey, have you ever heard of SRQ Vets? I said, no. I tried to look them up, tried to call them, and just kind of never got a response back. A few months later, I was out at a birthday party for my kid at a park. We had the pavilion, but we didn't rent it. And then walked a ragtag bunch of people coming in going, hey, we rented this place. I said, well, can I just use one table? And they're like, sure. And I'm like, who are you? And they said, SRQ Vets. So that's where the story began with me and SRQ Vets. So SRQ Vets is getting ready to roll into its starting its 12th year. I've been with them 8 years, pushing on 9 years now. Started out just kind of showing up on, what do you got? What do you got? What do you want me to do? How can I help? Whatever. And they said, well, would you consider being on the board? Never really super organized. And then I just kind of found where I fit and started just doing stuff to try to make the organization better. We knew we were getting ready to go into a board vote, and my wife said, if you come back as president, you just pack your bags and go. So I came back as VP, and she goes, why didn't you get president? That guy shouldn't be president. I'm like, make up my mind, please. So a few years later down the road, I became president. The board, they're all business owners. One you may know, Bill Stravinsky. He's the one that has Veterans Affairs Law. Who knows him? Everybody kind of knows who he is. He's the brainchild behind the organization that started it in his brain years ago. So they all have businesses, so they looked and said, hey Rob, why don't you quit your job and come and run SRQ Vets on a full-time basis? That's pretty scary when it's never had an employee before, it's never had anything, so I've never run a nonprofit, so here I am a year and a half in almost, growing the organization. But that organization, which you guys all know, takes resources to run it. I've been trying to run everything on my own with no real support. I did finally get a volunteer to help me deal with the veterans that are needing assistance. Retired Marine Corps warrant officer, so she knows how to deal with veterans. She's an ER, so she's been helping out on that aspect. I have another volunteer that jumped in that's actually helping me with some of the database stuff that we have that runs in the back. There's a lot it takes to run a nonprofit. As Randy said, we do look for volunteers to help out. I have lots of ideas of what I want to happen. It's just the time to find out how to do it. I'd love to have it to where, somebody wants to go to an assisted living facility and just hang out with a veteran and BS with them, play cards, whatever it may be. Those kind of things. So those are some of the things. We do build ramps for veterans. We just got done building one for a 92-year-old Korean War veteran off of Tuttle. I have another one that we're going to be building up at Bayshore Gardens. It's actually a platform we're building, and we're going to hook an electric lift up to it so he can get in and out of his house. He walks down his 5 steps every day to go to the VFW and have a late lunch, early dinner, and he scared to death. Think of how many people are scared to death to do those couple steps. So that's what we do, is try to give people freedom. It's not for everybody to go out there and build a ramp. I have a friend of mine that says, how much are the materials? And he writes me a check for some of them. That's his volunteering. So those are some of the things that we're doing. We give away vehicles. So where I can ask for help from you is, if you know somebody that's like talking about getting a new car, their car is really not bad shape, not that great. The dealership's going to give them $1,500 to $2,000. Tell them to consider calling us and let us put a veteran in. I have a list of about 10 to 12 veterans now waiting to get vehicles. Not all of them will get vehicles because once we do the research on them, those are the things we do. And another thing is we gotta get those vehicles fixed up. How can we help you with that? Drop $5 on my website. We have an organization that matches that. If you can afford to throw $5 and then it takes you 10. If you can afford to do it every month, just set it up for automatic and do that. How many people in here donate to Wounded Warriors or Tunnel for Towers and drops that $22 that we don't know where the money goes to? You know, it goes out of the neighborhood. Sometimes it does come back. I know they're doing Tunnel for Towers doing a project up there. But drop a little bit of your money local, you know, to help us out and to help out veterans. Now, if you know anybody that needs something, you can always go to Randy. Randy's a huge resource. You can come to us too. I'm a huge resource. A lot of times I'll reach out to Randy. Go, Randy, who do you know? And he reached out to me and said, who do you know? So those are some of the things that we do. We're growing. We want to keep growing. We keep wanting to help veterans. We want to make that veteran life better. And the only way we can do that is, you know, community. The community is what this nonprofit is about. It's not about me and our guys running the thing. It's about everybody out in the community pitching in to help. That was the whole premise about the organization. That's why we use SRQ. Everybody knows what SRQ stands for? It doesn't stand for Sarasota, it stands for the airport. SRQ is the airport code. So the ultimate vision is that we would create a chapter of this, like-minded people that believe the community should take care of its local veterans. That's why we use the SRQ code name, so that we take care of Sarasota, and we even reach out to DeSoto County to take care of those veterans. We would like to reach up to St. Pete and become PI vets up there, maybe Tampa TPA vets, EDT for Punta Gorda, or you know, maybe one around Atlanta. So that's the whole reason why we use that. A lot of people think SRQ we're limited to Sarasota. We're not. It's Sarasota, Manatee, and DeSoto County. So with that, I mean, I know I threw a lot at you. If you go to our website, you can see tons of pictures and that kind of stuff of things that we do. You know, this year so far, I think we've given out about 8 vehicles to veterans. I have a couple more that I'm just trying to get ready to go. We've built 6 ramps for veterans. We paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for the utility payments, car insurance, those kind of things. When we give away a vehicle to a veteran, we pay their tag, registration, and all that. So sometimes, even if it didn't need anything, it cost me $400 just to give it to a veteran. So that's us. That's what we're all about. If anybody's got questions for me, please fire them away. Yes, sir.
Here's a question you asked them. I thought for sure you were going to say, are there any cornholers out there?
Gotcha. Does anybody know how to play cornhole? Does anybody really like to play cornhole? Well, we have a cornhole fundraiser. Thank you, Kevin, for bringing that up. It is at $80 per team, but again, it's a fundraiser for us, and that $80 is actually going out to prize money. We're going to pay out over $4,000 in prizes. There'll be 3 different categories and a minimum of 6 games you get to play. So it's not you play one and you're out. First half, we play to find out what group you go into. Second half, we actually play in that group. So the top 2 tiers will get cash prizes, and I think it pays down to like 7th or 8th place. And then the last category will pay out with gift cards. Plus, we got lots of other things going on. We have a Harley Davidson raffle right now. If anybody's interested in participating in that, it's $20. You get a chance to win a Harley Davidson. It is a used Harley. Army veteran passed away. Before he passed away, he left his bike with his bike group called the Dogs down in Nokomis and said, hey, sell this and give the money to SRQ vets. So instead, they decided they'll raffle it. We're going to raffle it off on Valentine's Day down at the clubhouse. Don't need to be there, but that's what that's about. And we will be having our annual raffle starting up soon. So to tell you about some of the things that we're doing. And of course, far off in advance in May, we'll have our annual hike. If you guys haven't been to that, it's a good time. Walk the bridge, Ringling Bridge, and come back. That is in your speed. Show up around 10:30, 11 o'clock, have a burger, dog, listen to some cool music, and have a good time. So, and then remember the people that we've left behind, so that paid the ultimate sacrifice. So, appreciate you leading into that, Kevin. Anybody else got questions?
What's your website? Do you have a calendar of events or something?
Yeah, so srqvets.org, that's the website, and the calendar of events are on there. Plus, yeah, follow if you do social media. We're all over Facebook. I know not everybody does, but we are pretty much all over Facebook. Just follow us, you'll pop up on there. And that Facebook handle is facebook.com/srqvets.org. You just put the dot in there and it'll bring you up there, so I appreciate that, so. And then next question, you don't have to do this, but does anybody in here know of anybody that has been helped out by SRQ Vets? Right, okay, there's been a couple of people, so, right. And you're the guy that supports this. So, yeah, he's always helping out.
Grass man.
And stuff. The grass old guy.
Asshole to you.
Yeah. So that's it, yes, sir.
I appreciate you building your ramps and everything. Just a quick thing. I built a ramp for my father before he passed away.
Yeah.
And the night he called me, he went out shopping and he came home and he drove up the ramp. So I had to go back the next day and repair it. But that's unbelievable because there's so many people that need that stuff.
And it is. I mean, there was one we did over here by the airport. Navy veteran went in for a knee replacement. Didn't turn out right. Had to go back for another. He went 3 times, and I haven't talked to Son since. But if they weren't able to fix it, they actually took out the joint and tried to heal it, get the infection gone. They were going to try one more time. If they couldn't, they were going to take off his leg. So how does he get it? It was mobile home. Most of them are all mobile homes. Had one lady, she lives in a condo, but she broke her back. So she was in a wheelchair. And that little bit right there is a killer. She was scared to death to go over that. So that one we actually paid a company to come in, paid them $500. They put a aluminum ramp in, put a ramp on the other side, and had it done. So we like to do this stuff, but sometimes it's easier just to pay and make it happen. So, but yeah, definitely. So that the ramps are a big deal. So, anybody else? Awesome. Well, that's it. I'm done talking unless you want to talk.
Things that they're doing, and then I'll probably dip out a little bit between to go get our lunch. Thank you all.